First opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 6. Yard line.
They're on 16-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 10-2 stop.
I don't even know why this team showed up. Check 37, check 37.
Topper.
Now Jones throwing on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The first carry now, this is Johnson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Jet bomber. Now.
Throwing Jones. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Goff nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
40's a mutt. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. I'm here all day. Showing it.
Hey, we're close.
Check 3.
3rd and long. It's gone. And he's going to go down again. Deshaun Hand. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
This is taken at the 15. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jones. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A first down there on a pickup of 25. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, Echo.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On 2nd and inches, Jones, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Gurley. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. There's Goff. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. That's a cornerback in for the sack. Tre'Davious White. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here we go. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Five.
Jones operating from the gun. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Come on now, let's go. At their own 24-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Motion. Hey, kill.
Throwing on 2nd down. Goff flush to his right. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1.
You can't stop me.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
Kill.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Jump.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Stay with your man. Check. 12. Switch it. 5.
From the gun, here's Goff. The open man is Westbrook. And the ball is knocked out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Set, ready? 10 logo. I know you ain't got it. Go. Let's get it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here's Jones on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get it back in form.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Here we go. Set. 90 Wolf. Watch the twist, watch the twist. Hey, seam 6, seam 6. Let's go.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. And that will be incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Badgley missed it. Off to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37. Now gone. And that one's complete to Gurley. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Goff going to hand it to Gurley.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, Goff. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. All day, dog.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. 76, tell him. 76. 76. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Off now to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 30.
And the Rams' 1st down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Let's go. Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our 1st half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now Goff on 1st down. Looking long for Westbrook. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. D.D. Westbrook, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
The score, Rams 7, Lions nothing. Chris Boswell set to
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Running from the gun, Johnson. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Watch twitch. Watch twitch.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. He's going to look deep down, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Come on, fellas. At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Goff on 1st down, sliding out of the pocket. That's caught by Kelly. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff, complete to Kelly. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game.
Check 43.
Shell. 14.
Goff now looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No.
I mean, they've got a plan. They're trying to execute it.
After that second catch, I saw him in the huddle. He said, hey, let's go back one more time. Didn't work there.
12.
Check 9. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Hand make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Check 24.
The final shot before break here. Goff escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it?
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Deshaun Hand in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Slam, slam, slam.
Ric Flair.
My 40. Blue jaw porkers. Pull together. Kill. He's crashing.
Hey, kill.
Bravo.
Back to throw. Goff. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. He's got a man. Complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown, L.A. Christian Kirk, 84 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown.
Get ready.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath.
Wide open, complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Galladay, 79 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
And when you're thinking about your opening drive in the third quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, I'm just sitting back in my chair. Let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is gone. Open man is Kirk, complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
2 for 1. 2 for 1.
Hey, no, switch the mic right here. We're going right forward. We got it.
Gone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deshaun Hand has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Jones. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And some space here. Past the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Under 10, under 10. We're good, we're good. Value 3, value 3. Slam. Motion.
Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's go, Mike 50. Let's go, D.
Here's Goff. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
You see me out here?
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll run on 1st down. Johnson. He'll have another 1st down and more. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I can say this from experience, especially from a defensive back's perspective. There's not many things more terrifying than a toss sweep or a pitch play and all that beef out in front of the runner.
Yeah, I had an old coach say 3 words on those plays, toss or pitch. Set the edge. Heard him over and over.
A lot of times they roll the edge, and when they do that, that's why you can go for a long way.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, high 7.
2nd and 3. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
X3, 218, chop it.
On 4th down, Jones. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Tiger.
50, 50.
Goff now looks to throw. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's gone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. It's our field.
Hey, Haywood.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
DC.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Now Goff. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Second and 8 at the 9-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist, 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 twist. Check, go back.
Here's gone. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
DC. Value three.
A shotgun snap for Gone. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And this one is no good. He missed it. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Set, ready, 8, read. Hey, exit.
Check, 53's mine. Check, 53's mine.
Ready.
Now Jones operating from the gun. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Looking to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The defense did their job. 4th quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it because the offense has been yelling at them from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Check Mike 40. Check Mike 40. Oh, you got D?
Hey, zoom.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Go, go, go.
On first down, it's gone. The kidder here, it's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 49-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Check. He's coming. Double up, double up.
Here's gone.
Check, baby.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 5.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
Again, gone. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Get him. Get him. Check, 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 check. Check out read. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Check 37. Check.
We're good. We're good. Value 3. Value 3.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go. Go.
Here we go on 4th. Goff. And that is incomplete. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Ready, break.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Go. Go.
Hey, Mike 52.
Get it.
They'll run it with Johnson. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The busy night continues for Johnson, and he'll be taken down at the 34. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
We own them. Hey,
Wahoo!
Mike, check, 59. Hey, pick your go.
Jones to throw on third down. And that is incomplete. Fourth down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Badgley able to knock this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And checking the timeouts. They do have two defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On third down, Johnson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type